got into a new show together, something that I reached out to you about earlier in the week, South Korean horror series called Sweet Home, which last time I checked was number 7 on Netflix. It's the first time I've ever seen a South Korean TV show hit the top 10 in Netflix, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
What'd you think about that show?
I like it, but then again, I like that weird shit.
Me too.
But Sweet Home, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I actually haven't watched it in a couple days, but I'm on episode 5 or 6.
I'm on episode 7, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, it's real interesting how they're doing the whole zombie story without zombies, but they're like monsters. They're all turning into different types of monsters, which is interesting to me. It seems to be based off of what their desires were as humans.
Right. Like if you're going bald, your monster might have like a ton of hair.
Right, basically. But yeah, it's really interesting, and I like the characters. It's really hard to figure out who the main character really is. Like, I know it's the main guy with the kind of bowl cut going on, but
I don't think it's him.
You don't think
you're talking about Big Brother with the glasses?
No. Oh no. I'm talking about
talking about Sad Boy?
Yeah, Sad Boy. Thank you.
You think Sad? I feel like I feel like Sad Boy may be the main character too, but there's a lot of main characters though.
Right.
Because this show does a really good job. This is one of the show's strengths, and one of the things I like about Sweet Home is it takes place largely in this apartment building during an apocalypse where, like you said, many people are turning into monsters. A lot of them are violent. And they're all different. They do different things, of course. And different people in the apartment complex, they find out, and they're grouping together in different factions and fighting to survive. And as you get further in the series, more and more of them group up together. And so you get to see all their story threads cross. It starts off kind of focusing on Sad Boy, which there's no spoilers because this is the first episode. This kid just moved to this apartment building. His whole family died in a car accident. And he's contemplating suicide himself. He's like, what am I even doing here? You know?
Right.
Like, and you could tell he's just really despondent, and you could tell even before his family died, he was a bit of a shut-in. I don't know if he's autistic or if he's just really not practiced with social skills. I mean, his parents obviously had differing views on that.
Right.
It ends up following his story, but then you also have this woman whose fiance recently died, and she's a firefighter and kind of a badass, actually.
Yeah.
Then you have this musician, she's a bassist, and she seems kind of cool. This other man who's kind of religious, you know, like his first interaction, like he's just talking about God nonstop. And he's like, but I'm not one of those crazy religious guys.
Right.
And to the show's credit, he's not. I wouldn't say it's like a Christian show, but it's pro-Christian, like, which is interesting. You don't see too many shows that aren't Christian in and of themselves being pro-Christian. Like it doesn't proselytize or anything. But he's just made out to be a man of faith, and that's okay, right?
Right. Yeah.
And there are other people who have different understandings. Like there's a Buddhist in the show. He's like an old guy that tinkers with things and makes like weapons, which really helps them out.
Right.
He's an engineer. And you have another guy who you can tell he's a criminal. He's like a classic Asian criminal. Like apparently they do the same thing in Korea as they do in Japan. You know, the tough, the thug, wearing like a nice shirt, slacks. He always has his hand in his pocket, even when he's doing something that probably would require both his hands.
Got a cigarette,
always smoking.
All the time.
Yeah, just looks at people and doesn't really talk.
Nice scar on his face.
Yeah. So, and he gets a full-on backstory. Like you talk about how you really like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood because everybody gets a backstory. There are some throwaway characters in this that I don't think are going to get fleshed out. You know, as of episode 7, I can tell there's some. Well, I'm like, y'all are probably going to die pretty soon. You're here to die.
Right.
But there are more main characters than you would think, and they juggle them well, you know?
Yeah.
And I can't remember any other names because all of their names are Hyun-Soon,
Right.
And variations of that. In fact, there are 2 kids in this show.
Yeah.
One's name is like Seun-Kyun, and the other one's Kyun-Soon. Like they just reverse the names or whatever.
I think it's Sung-Yoon and Yoon-Sung.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. Thank you. And unfortunately, my unfamiliarity with the Korean language really hurts helping those names like stand apart. So that's why I've like Jonathan Van Ness style created nicknames for everybody in the cast.
Michael Scott style.
Yeah. What we got in the show? We have Tough Firefighter Lady. We have Big Brother. We have Bitchy Little Sister. We've got Sad Boy. Who else we have?
Asshole grocery store man.
Religious samurai, asshole grocery store man, and the wife that he beats. That's right.
Yeah.
We have the 2 cute little sad kids and bassist bat lady, bassist bat girl.
Yeah.
It's really actually kind of decent. It's cheesy at times, but I enjoy the cheese. Like when there's an action scene, they're always playing this really bad butt rock song, like "We are the
Yeah,
warriors
Imagine Dragons.
who built this town."
I was thrown off because it's in there multiple times.
I know they throw in like this really crappy Imagine Dragons sounding English rock song that I guess sounds good to Korean ears, but to American ears, blech.
It literally is Imagine Dragons.
Oh, it is Imagine Dragons.
Yes, it's literally them.
No wonder it's so shit.
We are the ones who built this town.
Oh,
it's
but
so
it's happening during some fun stuff, so I let it go. I'm like, whatever, it's fun.
The first time they played it, I was cool, but then the next 15 times, I was like, all right.
Oh, okay, all right. You guys are getting your mileage out of this song, I can see. But no, I would recommend it to anybody who would like a good like horror / survival drama. You know, it's a good box series because they're all stuck in that apartment. There are some scenes shot outside the apartment. There's some stuff before the apocalypse and some people who venture out, you know, in search of whatever, right?
Yeah.
So it's really cool. And the monster designs are neat. This, for those of us who are spoiled on TV shows that have much bigger budgets, like The Mandalorian we always talk about, you're going to notice a lack of budget with some of the CGI and the monster design. But there's a lot of good practical effects mixed in with the cheap, cheesy CG.
Yeah.
And, I mean, like I said, the designs are interesting and fun. It's cool how they're all different. You never know what's going to happen next. And I've been thoroughly enjoying it. And there's a lot of tense moments, even though there's not as many deaths as you would think. At least not not yet. I'm pretty sure it's going to
by the end,
pop off.
Everybody will be dead.
Yeah.